Buon pomeriggio e bentornati con un'altra puntata di Storie di Italiani UK nel mondo. Oggi è giovedì, ve l'avevo anticipato che ci sarebbe stata con noi un ospite veramente speciale. Welcome to Sofia Marino. Ciao.
Ciao, thank you for having me.
So Sofia Marino is an Italian name. You're actually Italian, but you speak English. How?
I know, my nonna's very disappointed in me, but I do try. I went to Italian school, but it's practice.
All right. So she's from London, but the reason why we decided to host her in this show is because we would like to understand the story of your family, how you keep your Italian roots very, very active. And actually, I believe that even your job is doing that, because everything you do is basically with your hand. What you're doing.
It's all craftsmanship. So I do embroidery. So I've got two businesses. One's called Sketch and Stitch Embroidery and one's called Sofia Marino, me.
Nice.
So it's all revolved around using your hands, using your creativity. And we spoke about it earlier, but it all stems from my nonna. When my nonna came over to London, they were sent, they weren't sent to school. They were sent to go work in factories, go work as carers and nannies and cook. And everything they could do was with their hands. So as a young child, I would sit hours and hours with my nonna at her sewing machine, watching her make everything, and that's really inspired my work today.
And
obviously going to Italy every single year, the beauty, we're not biased, I promise, but the beauty in it, the colours, where I come from is
the Amalfi Coast. Okay, fair enough.
It's very
lucky.
Very lucky. And every time you go, there's people making shoes, there's the ceramics on the walls, everything is colourful. And I think growing up, that's just inspired me every single day.
I think it's in your DNA, in your blood,
I can't get rid of it.
Quindi Sofia, io ti posso chiamare sarta, you are like a sarta, In Italian we say that, perché lei che cosa fa? Praticamente ha un suo laboratorio a Londra dove realizza queste giacche di jeans, ma la particolarità è che lei fa questi disegni tutti fatti a mano, cuciti a mano, e il motivo per cui fa questo è perché sua nonna che ha insegnato a Sofia a fare tutte queste cose da quando era piccolina. Quindi la nonna proviene da Amalfi Coast, poi si è trasferita a Londra per motivi lavorativi, lo sapete benissimo, poi magari I believe some of your family members said to your grandma, come in London, there is
there's
a
more
future.
There's more opportunities, there's more work, there's everything. So both my nonnas came over, one was 12 and one was in her 20s.
Was it after the war?
Yes, one of them it would have been. No.
Or before
it would have been before the war. And at the time you weren't allowed to have dual citizenship, so they had to either keep the Italian, stay in Italy, or stay with the London and get a British passport. So they had to drop one of them. So it was a big huge thing to do at that age, and know that you're leaving all your family behind for a new future, a new prospect in London. But
so she refused Italian citizenship.
She dropped her Italian citizenship to come to London. So I'm lucky now I have both. I managed to reapply, but she's still British. But she's Italian.
She's Italian. What's her name?
So Eleonora Marino.
Eleonora, la signora Eleonora, che bello. Ma sentite queste storie, cioè prima della guerra la nonna di Sofia è venuta qui. In quel tempo la legge diceva che per poter lavorare e vivere in Gran Bretagna dovevi scegliere o mantieni la cittadinanza italiana e quindi te ne vai in Italia. Se vuoi lavorare qui in Gran Bretagna devi abbandonare la tua cittadinanza italiana e acquisire quella britannica. Sofia è stata fortunata perché è riuscita a fare la reapplication per la sua cittadinanza italiana, la nonna purtroppo no, quindi rimane una cittadina britannica, anche se in realtà è italiana al 100%. Ora, in tutto questo è bello sapere che nonostante Sofia non parli italiano, comunque mantiene queste radici portando avanti l'artigianato, il lavoro sartoriale. Where is your office in London?
So it's North London. So I make everything in-house by myself. Everything's hand-beaded, hand-stitched. It's made to order. So I'm really into the whole sustainable approach and learning about the process, just like my nonna taught me. You learn every single step of the way. You understood the work involved. Whether it's cooking fresh pasta.
Yes.
Or
Can you cook?
I can. And we make fresh wine every single year. We've just made wine, yeah.
Really?
Every year.
You went to Italy?
No, we do it here in London
Here?
at my nonna's house. We got huge parmigianas and we get the grapes.
No,
imported
Sofia,
from
next time I
Italy.
need to
I
come.
will bring you a bottle of wine to
No,
try.
I need to come to see, actually, and
see the
film you.
process.
See the
So
process.
when she came over, you know, a lot of the Italian traditions she kept with her, and I think she made it even stronger, knowing that she can't go home. She's here in London. I need to teach my family, and I'm third generation, and the traditions are still going on. So as a child, she'd make wine. My mum made wine. Now I make wine.
No way.
And hopefully
Can you
one day,
believe it? So loro fanno il vino qui a Londra come lo fanno in Italia. Capite? Lei vede tutte queste cose, ecco perché nel fuori onda mi ha detto, io in realtà è vero che parlo inglese, ma il mio cuore, io mi sento più italiana che inglese. You feel more Italian than English,
I really
than British.
I do. And when people say, oh, where'd you come from? You know, I'm born and raised in London, but my heart's Italian.
Your heart is
my
Italian.
Heart is Italian.
Can we actually see some of your
Yes.
lovely projects? So this is one of your jackets,
So
you see, with
this-
Positano?
So yes, it is Positano. And
look.
it says, I don't need therapy, I just need to go to Italy.
Non
And
ho bisogno di una terapia, ho bisogno soltanto di andare in Italia per una bella vacanza. Guardate che bello!
So it's the traditional postcard image, the view I see every single year going. And, you know, being in London, it's grey, it's miserable. It adds a bit of colour to a pop of your outfit. And
Incredible.
I love blue, I love denim.
Yeah.
And adding something on the back just adds that extra.
These drawings, you do all the
I do
drawings.
it all by hand first. So they all start as a hand painting, and then I translate them into embroidery, and then they go onto the embroidery machines. Once they come off, then I hand bead it all, and then inside it's all lined and all finished off. And
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So,
I can
yeah,
see.
it's-
Oh, look.
it's-
Wonderful.
it's a process, but it's a process worth doing. It tells a story.
It tells
That's
the
what I
story.
say.
Quindi capite, lei fa prima questi disegni a mano, poi li digitalizza. I think there is a digitalized process
Yeah.
once you
You
finish
turn it
the
into
drawing.
stitches, yeah.
Exactly. E poi con la macchina da cucire escono queste grafiche bellissime da mettere sul jeans e le potete personalizzare. Quindi se, for example, if someone now who's listening to our radio station wants a jeans jacket, denim jacket, completely personalized.
100%. That's what I love to do. If you come to me and say, I've got a vision, I had a customer come recently. She said, it's my
No
mum's
way.
50th birthday. She loves Italy. She comes from Italy.
Yeah.
And she wants to collate all her memories onto the back of a jacket. So she had a glass of wine, she had a Vespa, she had all the different signature areas of Italy. And you wouldn't know what they meant unless she told you the story. So every little motif on the jacket told a story, and I thought it was just wonderful. With just a nice little niche to tie in all together. Yeah.
How many Italian of third generation you are in touch with in London?
The North London Italian community
Really?
is massive. It's really big. I was saying when I grew up, we would do what we call the OGI, the Italian Olympics. So all the Italian schools, all the local Italian kids would get together at our local Coptal ground, and we'd compete in games, in running, in swimming, everything. And it's nice that we've kept that community together. And a lot of my Italian friends have gone on to do businesses, and you all help each other out in some way or another. And yeah, I think we all take pride in our Italian heritage.
That's wonderful, but because most of the time we know, I mean, the Italian community is not made only of people coming now or coming in the recent years, but we have all these third generation growing up
100%.
actually. So quindi nel nord di Londra c'è veramente una comunità grandissima di italiani di terza generazione che magari parlano inglese, non masticano bene l'italiano, però comunque loro sono italiani perché la cultura che i nonni gli hanno insegnato loro, fa parte della loro vita, della loro cultura. So anyway, you're growing up as an Italian girl. So basically, probably you are more Italian than the other Italian people, because knowing that that you do wine in the UK.
I take
here.
good pride in that, yeah.
Yes. Not many people, not many Italians actually do it
Well,
now.
it's funny because my boyfriend, he's half Irish, half Calabrese.
Oh, no
and
way.
his dad came over, I think he was about 18 years old. So he's got a really thick Italian accent. I walk in the house thinking I'm very Italian, and then he's like, no, Sophia, no chance.
No chance. Actually, so how many jackets do you produce in one day, for example?
So depending on the time of the machine, some jackets can take up to 3 hours plus just to do the basic stitching. And then when I go in by hand, you can talk about a 12-hour jacket sometimes. So depending on the complexity,
Yes.
depends on how long it takes, but I would say maybe 1 to 2 a day, because I really put my passion and my love and attention to every single detail.
I can see it.
Yes.
Do you have any other jackets you've brought?
I do in my bag over there.
Let me try. Maybe la regia ci può aiutare a portare delle giacche che sono qui all'interno del nostro Voyager, perché le vogliamo mostrare ai nostri ascoltatori. Lei ha portato dei samples, guarda, nella sua borsa, guarda che belle,
you.
wow.
So this is my
Guarda, la
best-selling
regia
one.
subito ha detto, ma che cos'è? Bellissimo, wonderful, look at that. Ecco, anche Phil.
Guarda qua.
Guardate i lavori, bellissimo.
All in the detail.
All on the details.
How
And
many
you're
time?
she said the 12.
12.
It can take up to 12 hours. It takes a really long time.
Dipende.
But, it's definitely worth it.
Bellissimo.
It's my bestseller, that one. That one's the favorite.
But I love that one. You see the
Yeah.
Positano,
Yeah, the Positano.
Positano one is
Think
beautiful.
for me with the Harley Davidson. No, I'm
Yeah,
No, with London World Radio.
yeah, that would be a really
No,
good idea.
no,
That's a
Very-
good idea.
10-year anniversary
Yeah, why not?
celebration, because we turned 10 this year. So the official Italian radio in the UK. You want to bring it here? Okay, perfect. Look, can we put it
Yeah,
here?
perfect.
Nice. So I'm very curious about your nonna.
Tell me.
So basically, what she said to you when you decided to start this job?
I think being young and being involved in all her creativity, I think was only natural for me to grow up and love what they do. You know, like I said, whether it's cooking or doing anything by hand, I think the craftsmanship says a lot. You know, it's something that you can take from you when you were 12 years old all the way up until you're 90, when you've got the creative skill. And I think she's completely blown away of how much I love her part of Italy. And every time I go, I don't stop talking about it. It's like, Sophia, enough now. We understand you like it. But yeah, it's really nice, because I used to be obsessed with looking through old pictures and being like, Nonna, tell me, who's this? Where are you in Italy? Where did you go to school in Italy? And I wanted to know all the details. And it's nice now, because when I go, I can experience it not only through my eyes, but for what she's told me and her stories. So
Tutte le
it's
storie.
lovely.
Quindi la nonna ancora le racconta tutte le storie, la vita che ha vissuto, che ha fatto in Italia, perché comunque hanno album di fotografie che sono un reperto veramente importante, un archivio storico importantissimo di noi italiani all'estero. E sapere che Sofia va dalla nonna e dice: nonna, raccontami un po' che cosa facevi in Italia, chi è questo e chi è quell'altro, rende così la famiglia sempre più unita, e credo che tua nonna sia molto orgogliosa. She's very proud of what you're
Very.
doing, and she's knocking on
Always.
your door.
What can I help with? What can I do? It's lovely. It's really nice.
Quindi la nonna va sempre, capito, a bussare alla porta di Sofia per capire, insomma, cosa sta facendo, se la può aiutare, perché comunque sono cose che faceva anche lei in passato. She's still doing this kind of stuff?
Always. Both
Always.
of them, always at their sewing machines. If their sewing machine breaks, that's it. They're upset.
So even your maternal mother, grandmother?
Both, yeah. Both.
They're both
yeah.
Italians.
And even my mum is very creative. So
They're both from Amalfi?
Yeah, so, no, Casetta and Amalfi.
Okay, Campania anyway,
Sì,
Campania and
yeah.
Reggio.
So very, very traditional in their approach. And when they brought it over here, they just wanted to teach my mum everything and do the cooking, do the sewing, and make little dolls by hand, and everything was knitted. And even my nonno, he grew up and he went to go work in knit factories. So everything they did was made by hand. So honestly, this is where my story starts. It starts with them.
Was your nonno working into a brick factory?
He did start in a brick factory. Yes, he did. Yeah, when he came to London, he started in a brick factory. But out in Italy, he started in knitwear. So all clothes, he started with the looms, and it was very technical. And sadly, he's not with us today, but my mum kept saying, if he was, oh my God, he'd be obsessed with all your machines and the machinery. And I just think it's in my hands, it's in my blood, I can do it, yeah.
Vedete, anche il nonno, ecco, questo racconta proprio il contratto che c'era. There was a contract between the UK and Italy that we explain in some of our radio documentaries about the Italian community across the UK, because in those time, in quei tempi, gli italiani che venivano qui dovevano avere un contratto di lavoro e dovevano per forza lavorare in queste aziende che facevano i mattoni. Ecco, lui ha iniziato così per poi comunque continuare la sua vita da sarto, perché lui era un sarto in Campania, ma ha mantenuto comunque questa tradizione che hanno poi dato e rilasciato ai figli, ai nipoti, come Sofia, che ha un suo business. And there are a lot of people, I mean, they are completely amazed. I mean, Londoners.
I think I'm taking it back to the traditional techniques. Not a lot of people understand the work and craftsmanship involved, and people think it's so easy to do, you know, you can send overseas and get this done, but I do it all in London, all by myself. Everything is done down to the raw material.
So now only in London do you deliver, or even in other parts of the UK?
I'll deliver, but it's all made by me in the studio, yeah. So
Perfect.
I really like that story, and who's making your clothes? Why are you making the clothes? What's the story about? What's the design about? And there's a story in everything, just like a photograph, and translating it into a material garment you can wear every single day and be proud wearing.
Yes.
Brighten up the London gloomy days.
Exactly.
It's nice.
È bello avere queste giacche tutte colorate in una Londra un po' grigia, che raccontano un po' di te, delle tue origini, perché come ci ha raccontato anche prima, ci sono anche degli italiani di terza generazione che vanno da Sofia e dicono: voglio una giacca che rappresenti un po' tutta la mia storia di miei nonni, e quindi lei è riuscita addirittura a far vedere queste chicche, no? La Vespa, il bicchiere del vino, e le rende così artistiche che sono meravigliose e tra l'altro uniche, because that jacket you cannot find it somewhere else.
No, they're made to order,
Yes.
one of a kind.
Yes.
And like you said, if you want something very particular, we can work together, we can work on an idea, bring your vision to life, and really just anything is possible when it comes to embroidery.
Now, before leaving you, I would like to understand, do you have an Italian community with all third generation people
Yes.
that still meet up?
We do,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
A lot of them. And I think because we've all kind of stayed at home, you know, we went off for university, we came back, and we all work now. And a lot of my other friends start small businesses, and we all help each other out. You know, if one person doesn't understand something, another person will, and you have to help people to succeed.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And it is really, really
As your
nice.
grandmothers and granddad
Yeah,
used to do in
They
those
would,
times.
Yeah, they really would. And the Italian community helps build solidarity and builds a future and traditions moving forward. And traditions might change, but your culture stays the same, and it is nice.
Quindi italiani come Sofia ce ne sono tantissimi, e loro hanno un gruppo che, nonostante si siano un po' allontanati causa lavoro, potete immaginare, anche loro hanno aperto i loro businesses, però comunque si aiutano. Quindi se hanno delle difficoltà, lo spirito di solidarietà che quegli italiani all'inizio, nel periodo della guerra, avevano condiviso con la comunità che avevano allora, è forte anche nei nipoti, che continuano ad essere solidali nei confronti degli altri italiani di terza generazione, che comunque si mantengono in contatto, e ne sono veramente tantissimi. Quindi non c'è magari c'è proprio veramente uno spirito di amicizia, friendship,
It is, and
solidarity.
it's important. You know, no matter where you come from, North, South Italy, doesn't matter. You know, when we get together, there's coffee, there's wine, there's celebration, and there's
Where
always
did you meet up?
atmosphere. Always
Do you
atmosphere.
do you go to St. Peter's Church? Do you go there?
St. Peter's Church, anywhere really, anywhere local. You know, we're quite biased. We don't often like to go out for Italian food unless it's really, really good.
Okay,
Unless it's
nice.
good. But we'll get together, go for a meal, go for a coffee, anything, any excuse to chat and catch up.
Nice.
That's what we do.
La dolce vita.
Exactly.
So thank you, Sofia, for being with us and sharing your story, the story of your family as well, Italian family, and where we can follow you. Actually, do you have a TikTok profile, Instagram?
So I'm on Instagram, Sofia Marino _London and Sketch and Stitch _embroidery. So you can find me there on both. So
nice.
either one.
TikTok?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Yeah,
nice.
they'll
Good.
all link to another.
Good,
so
good.
yeah.
Perfect. Quindi potete seguire Sofia e tutti i suoi lavori sia su Instagram come Sofia Marino, oppure anche su TikTok per chi adesso ama questo social. Noi vi ringraziamo per essere stati qui con noi all'interno del nostro Voyager, seppur virtualmente, e aver ascoltato una storia veramente importante di un'italiana di terza generazione che continua a preservare la cultura italiana, ma in questo caso l'artigianato. Viva Sofia, veramente brava, continua
Grazie.
così.
Thank you very
Grazie.
much.
E noi invece ci sentiamo tra poco, anzi più tardi alle ore 18 con Il medico risponde, una puntata interessante perché grazie alla nutrizionista Chiara Saccardo scopriremo come prevenire diversi virus invernali attraverso una buona alimentazione che può rafforzare il nostro sistema